If countries won medals for their Olympic uniform, here's how I'd rank the 2026 Winter Games and exactly why some climbed the podium while others just missed the gold. Hello and welcome to Design or Design. My name is Maria and this is the place where we talk about fashion on and off the runways. Today I will be ranking the top 10 team kits from the Milano Cortina 2026 Winter Olympic Games, happening right now as we speak. Watch to the end to see if maybe your country got a medal for their outfits. And in our last spot, taking 10th place, is Italy. Imperio Armani's uniform for Team Italiana are undeniably elegant, but that's also where they lose points. The all-white palette is symbolic, meant to echo the Dolomites and values of simplicity and respect, but visually it feels restrained compared to other teams. The tailoring is sharp, the craftsmanship is impeccable, and the hidden national anthem lyrics are a beautiful touch. However, as the host nation, expectations were high, and this feels more quietly refined than headline making. 9th place takes Great Britain. Great Britain earns points for depth. Adidas delivers strong, performance-driven sportswear with bold Union Jack motifs, while Ben Sherman brings the ceremonial looks rooted in classic British menswear, docked coats, Fair Isle knits, and heritage silhouettes. The Tome Daily designed scarves add personality and charm. Where they lose points is the cohesion. The athletic and ceremonial sides feel slightly disconnected rather than fully unified. 8th place, Norway. Norway's placement is all about heritage over spectacle. Dale of Norway's Olympic sweaters carry real historic weight, tracking back to the 1956 Cortina Games. The craftsmanship, Norwegian wool, and traditional geometric patterns are flawless, but it's intentionally understated. It's culturally rich and timeless, but not designed to dominate the fashion conversation. They received bonus points for the vintage vibes in their promo video. 7th place, Australia. Australia scored high on the storytelling. Sportscraft's uniform references the 90s Olympic nostalgia with the green and gold palettes, gold button detail, and subtle tailoring. The inclusion of indigenous artwork and the names of every Australian Winter Olympian hidden inside the garment is incredibly meaningful, with the gold winners being highlighted, of course, in gold. Visually, though, the designs lean more commemorative than fashion-forward, keeping them mid-pack. 6th place, France. France balances sports and style beautifully. Les Coqs Sportifs designs reinterpret the tricolor in soft, icy tones with distinctly French elegance. The 70s-inspired silhouettes, recycled Sherpa trim, and topographic flag treatment add depth and texture. They gain points for innovation and craft, but lose a few for playing it slightly safe compared to the more daring cultural statements. 5th place, Canada. Oh, Canada. Canada jumps ahead thanks to the clever design thinking. Lululemon's oversized maple leaf is bold and unapologetically national, while the modular pieces like vests that convert into scarves or pillows blend performance and practicality. The color palette draws from Canada's landscapes, and the thermoregulation tech seals the deal. Strong concept, strong execution, but less couture level drama. 4th place, USA. Team USA is all about narrative. Ralph Lauren ceremonial looks emphasized heritage, craftsmanship with toggle coats, flag knit sweaters, and vintage ski references that feel timeless yet current and very conservative. And in J. Crew's alpine prep and the off-mountain wardrobe feels complete and commercial in the best way. They lose points for predictability. If not for the surprising prints on their kits of the bold eagle, they would have been far behind in the ranking. 3rd place, Mongolia. Mongolia earns a podium spot for cultural reinterpretation done right. Goyal cashmere modernized traditional deal robes into chic ceremonial looks using premium cashmere, silk detailing, and horn-inspired motifs. It's functional for harsh winters while elevating ancestral dress into a global fashion moment. And they were the ones to beat after the Summer Olympics, gold medal for their team outfits that featured haute couture level embroidery and detail. High fashion meets heritage without feeling costume-like. Basically, they got a third spot because they couldn't beat their previous designs. Second place, Haiti. Haiti nearly takes gold for emotional impact alone. Stella Jean's hand-painted uniforms created under extreme time and budget constraints transform Olympic fashion into literal artwork. Incorporating the work of Haitian artist Edouard Duval, hopefully I pronounced that right. The final riderless red horse motif speaks to resilience and pride. Originally meant to be far more literal homage featuring a full rendering of the revolutionary hero Toussaint Louverture astride his steed. They had to be redrawn at the last minute when the International Olympic Committee flagged them for political symbolism. Points gained for impeccable silhouette, bringing the puffer skirt and color to the winter landscape. They lose just 1 point for lack of variety, but gain it right back in cultural power. And finally, Brazil takes the gold because Moncler delivers on every level for Brazil. These uniforms merge luxury, performance, and athlete collaboration. From precision-tailored quilted shells to the star-accented race suits co-designed with the alpine skier Lucas Pinheiro Brathen, the ivory and white palette feels elevated, the technical execution is elite, and where the Italian team lost points, Brazil brought the silhouette that looks straight from Fashion Runway Week. With the final cherry on top, Brazilian flag featured in the lining of the jackets has tipped them into the first place. Well, you guys, thank you for watching this tiny little video. I thought it would be fun to talk about Olympic fashion. Let me know if your country won an honorary mention or even a medal spot in my list. If you disagree, feel free to do so in the comments. But you could also like this video or share it with some Olympic fanatics with whom we can have a nice conversation. That's it for me today. I'm gonna go ahead and try to make something for my Instagram, which you can also check out. But other than that, I hope you have an amazing rest of the day, and may the odds be ever in your country's favor for the Olympics. Bye. Oh, and stay classy. Don't forget that.